people were riding around on unicycles. It was so hard for everyone to learn. And they're like, there has to be a better way than this unicycle.
Right.
But no one knew what was better than a unicycle. So everyone was like, well, I don't know what that crazy guy's talking about, but we ride unicycles in this tribe. And that's what we do. And everyone just rides unicycles until finally Thomas Edison comes along with his bicycle and says, this is the way. And we just haven't found the bicycle.
All right, sorry, keep going.
We haven't found the bicycle of s'mores yet. So everyone's just like, well, this is what we do. Even though it's horrible, it's not good. The chocolate doesn't melt. It's a crumbly mess. It's not even that good. There's something better out there. We just haven't found it yet.
Disturbing the peace with some peace of mind. Sleeping in jeans, I'ma need a night. OD on the cheap advice. OC on the cheapest flight. Lately I've been on the move trying to get to something. But I told her I've been running just to see the sights.
Good, I'm ready for the surprise episode.
Yeah, snuck this one in on you.
Yeah, I totally forgot we were recording today.
Yeah, all good. I also just remembered that for some reason I always schedule haircuts on the days that we record. Today's not even the day we normally record, and I happen to have a haircut scheduled again. So,
dude, how many haircuts do you get?
You got to keep it tight, you know? We'll just have a rapid fire episode today.
Yeah, surprise Friends with Benedicts light.
Yeah.
Surprise edition.
Low fat. Well, how's it going, Shafe?
It's going good, Jake. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I just remembered I haven't said welcome back to Friends with Benedicts, Breakfast Around the World in a while. So welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I would like to point out before we get started that I am wearing an Arkteryx hat, which does mean I am rich.
Wow.
And Jake doesn't like Arkteryx.
No. I hate Arkteryx.
Why do you hate Arkteryx?
I hate Arkteryx because I think it exemplifies perfectly the gatekeeping of the outdoor industry.
Interesting. Do you think that Porsche gatekeeps cars?
Wait, let me reframe my answer. Let me pick a new answer. I hate Arkteryx because it's ugly and it costs a lot of money.
All right, that's a better answer, I think. I've just flipped so hard on Arkteryx all of a sudden. I don't know why. Because as an ex Arkteryx hater, I've just come to decide I don't understand why people don't like it. I think it's because I have experienced the quality now. Someone let me borrow a jacket, and I just think I just realized I really like it when things are nice. And I've kind of come to realize that price tag isn't arbitrary. They make incredible things, and I've sort of landed the parallel with sports cars. It's like sports cars do the exact same thing as other cars. They just do it looking better and a lot more proper, and the experience is better. And I disagree. I think they make really good looking stuff, especially in the new world of Gorpcore.
Yeah, I guess I just always was like, I mean, I was never a fan of Mountain Hardwear, never a fan of Marmot, never a fan of Patagonia. Like, I was never a fan of any of the, like, nice mountain brands, you know? Like, I've always hiked in Vans. I've never hiked in anything other than Vans. And so it's not like my hatred for Arkteryx was anything special. I just never cared for any of those mountainy brands. And then when I saw that Arkteryx was double Marmot, Mountain Hardwear, whoever else,
yeah.
I was like, oh,
no,
okay.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But enough about Arkteryx. Probably forever.
I got maybe a brief story.
Okay.
It's unrelated to the Coachella controversy, but it's kind of related because there's this Frank Ocean stuff
Yeah.
of him just putting on a mediocre show, and then Skrillex filled the gap in Closed Weekend 2, and it looked like the most fun show ever.
Yeah.
I went and saw Goth Babe this weekend, who like I really like. I'm not a super fan of, like I don't know every word to every song, but I like a good chunk of songs. I'm a fan, so I went, and it was the most fun show ever.
Really?
Like, yeah, I think that's so cool when you can not know music that much, but an artist puts on such a good show that you just are like just wrapped into it and stoked on it. Like,
yeah. What about it? What was
he just
what stood out?
he somehow created such a like, it's hard to explain, but he created such an environment that just made you want to dance. Like
Oh, cool.
everyone in there was dancing, and there was he would slowly add cardboard cutouts and ask people to crowd surf it around the entire venue. So first he started crowd surfing Bob Ross around the venue. Everyone's
Whoa.
taking selfies with Bob Ross, surfing him around. And then he started crowd surfing Hasbullah around. And then he would pick random fans and throw them on like watermelon inflatables, and they would crowd surf around.
Cool.
But then, yeah, like in between every song, he would just be like, just say these things that make you realize that no one cares if you're bad at dancing. And so everyone just danced. It was a great time.
Dang, that sounds like a good time. Well, I'm glad to hear you got some dancing in.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not a very standard Jake Frew experience. I feel like Jake Frew is not a regular dancer, but I could be wrong.
Oh, you're definitely wrong about that.
Really?
Yeah, dude. My house in college, we actually were like the house that threw dance parties, and I was the guy that like built the playlist, and we regularly had dance parties. And
okay, stand corrected then.
Yeah, I'm an EDM guy.
It's the house that dances. Yeah, that's true. You are an EDM guy. I was thinking about either a sticker or a tattoo the other day that said "Skate or Dance."
Oh, that's a great one. I've got a friend
Yeah.
that's got a shred or don't tattoo.
Yeah, that's good too. That's good. I did remember what happened to me this week.
Oh,
It was
okay.
pretty funny. I'll make it brief, but basically one of my friends is going into the military, so we wanted to have a big shindig this weekend and like go do something fun. And he mountain bikes, and all our other mutual friends do. So we're like, oh, let's go mountain biking. So we were trying to figure out a place that would be fun to go, and we were like, well, Salida looks good. There's a trail in Salida I really wanted to bike for a while, and so right before everyone was heading up to Salida, we checked the weather, and it was supposed to snow a bunch. So I was like, I don't know if we should go to Salida. It's going to be cold and it's going to snow. And then my other friend was like, well, we could go to Grand Junction. And I was like, well, I don't know if I can get to Grand Junction because my car is leaking coolant everywhere. The car is broken again.
No.
So, yeah. And then, so anyway, we go back and forth about all these different ideas about where we could go, what we could do. Well, my friend Andrew, who lives in Durango, was like, well, let's just meet up in Gunnison, which is where I live. So everyone from all different corners of the state, all collectively drives like through Salida to get to Gunnison. We all hang out in Gunnison, and then we decide it's going to be warmer in Grand Junction, and so they all backtrack to Grand Junction. Anyway, long story short,
no.
we ended up going mountain biking, but people had to drive like 12 or 13 hours for
I was
like.
gonna say, for people that don't know Colorado, those places are all.
I know. I was gonna say.
from each
This is
other.
like maybe not the best story ever because without
No, it's like-
context.
Yeah,
But
I mean, all
basically,
you need to know
moral
is
of the
they're all
story.
far.
Moral of the story is people drove like 13 hours to go on like a 3-hour bike ride, and
Jeez.
then we all just went home. But it turned out to be like the most fun ever because we were all in the car together, and it was kind of like all the fun of a road trip where you're like
Yeah.
excited to get to the place, but you just kind of never get to the place. You just driving for 2 days.
Once you get to the destination, you're like, oh, cool. I guess it was all about the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a good time. We had fun.
Nice.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Porcupine Rim. Is that what you wrote?
No,
Oh.
no, we did a bunch of stuff in lunch loops, and we didn't go all the way to Moab. We just did.
Okay.
Yeah, we just did Grand Junction, which was super fun. Yeah.
Nice.
So there's a throwaway
sweet.
story for you.
I'm glad
that
your
was nothing.
van's broken again, and that you had a good old road trip experience.
Yeah, I'm gonna limp it to Denver, and then it's gonna get fixed while we're in Hawaii next week, hopefully.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Just dumping
turn
another
into
$500 into the van. Yeah, I know.
The snowball will continue.
Oh my God. Yep.
Should we listen to this voicemail we got?
Yeah,
Do we want to start
absolutely.
with that? Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
So we a couple weeks ago got a voicemail that that Shaffer mentioned, and I listened to it and figured it was noteworthy to share on the podcast.
Well, I listened to the first bit of it and mentioned it in a previous episode because when I listened to it, I was like, oh, this is AI. I don't want to hear this. So I just cut it off early.
Yeah.
But I didn't listen to the content. And then Jake was later like, you have to listen to it. You have to actually listen to it because it's iconic.
Yeah. All right. So we'll just play it first, and then we'll explain the context.
Greetings, Shaffer. Greetings, Jake. This is Braxton. Thank you for extending an invitation for me to reach out to you in the inaugural episode of your excellent, entertaining, and engaging Friends with Benedicts podcast. Indeed, Shaffer, I note you repeated said invitation in a subsequent episode. Very kind of you. So here I am, Braxton, reaching out to you from Sydney, Australia, that great land down under. I don't know how you knew that I'm a vocal artist, but here I am in my vocal booth, speaking into a Sennheiser MKH-416, recorded into a Zoom F6, and post-processed using Reaper as my digital audio workstation, as well as Isotope RX. I understand you want to collab, so that I can assist with you reading your sponsorship scripts and supporting you with voiceovers for your skillful and well-crafted video projects. Your mission, Mr. Nickel and Mr. Frew, should you choose to accept it, is to get back in touch and explore how such a collab might develop. Until then, love your work. Braxton out.
Braxton.
I feel like for context, I for the sake of editing, if it makes sense to put in, I might cut to the part that this references in that old episode right now.
What if for ad stuff you just hired another guy? You have like some random like second character, a real charismatic dude, and then slowly over time, and his name is Braxton, and slowly over time Braxton becomes more a character than you, and then your channel just turns into Braxton's channel, and then Braxton only does ad reads and blows up.
That would be amazing.
Ever thought of that?
That would be best case scenario. You could just retire and let Braxton read ads, and that's all your channel is. That sounds great. I'll take that for sure.
Yeah. So that's the other option.
Braxton, if you're out there, hit me up.
Where are you, Braxton?
So we have a dedicated listener, I guess.
Whoever this was, you're a mad genius. Because
I bet when they were listening to that episode when I mentioned it last time, they were just like, no, I put so much work into that. And I was like,
we got some weird AI voice memo.
yeah.
Yeah, whoever did
But
this.
it wasn't an AI voice memo. It was Braxton.
Oh, yeah, it was Braxton. So,
What do I mean, whoever did this? It was Braxton. Braxton's out there.
yeah, Shaffer was asking for Braxton to basically be an ideal partner to read all your ad reads so that you don't have to deal with ad reads. And here we have Braxton from Sydney, Australia. Sounds like he's probably in his late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah, not quite the demographic I expected to attract with this whole shindig, but I'm happy to have him.
The email is at bigpond.com, which I don't even know what it is. So whoever you are, I don't know what kind of black magic you're working, but
Well, I feel like we need to get a follow-up from Braxton in the future. I would love to maybe include right now if you just, because we kind of got to, it's like, it's not like you just send the one message and then you're hired. I feel like it's time to interview. I feel like we need to interview Braxton to just be sure, like as a vetting process. So what I would like to ask Braxton is, what are your qualifications? Where have you worked? I know it sounds like you got a great microphone. I appreciated you including the recording setup you got. But anyone can, Braxton, anyone can buy audio recording stuff. I want to know what you've worked on. I want to know how long you've been in the industry. And I also want to know, just as sort of a funny little silly interview question, if they made a Braxton action figure, what 2 accessories would it come with?
Yeah. And then as well, why don't you just give us a test ad read for Shaffer's beanie? I want you to sell us Shaffer's Arkteryx beanie. Give us a little test ad read, and we'll see what you're really made of.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Good luck, Braxton. You think you're so good, man. The vetting process at Friends with Benedicts is rigorous.
Yeah. Not just anybody can work for Friends with Benedicts. We've got an extensive interview process.
Yeah. So good luck, Braxton. Thanks for sending in the message. That was iconic.
God, seriously. Whoever that is a legend.
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you end up seeing Beau is Afraid this week?
No, dude. I'm probably not going to see it for another couple months.
Oh, man. Okay, well, try to see it while it's still in theaters, I guess.
Because if I see it right away, then I won't be able to get mad at people when they spoil parts of it. And they'll be like, come on, man. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't really watch movies, so I don't get to do that very often.
You don't get to be mad at people for spoiling it very often?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like
okay.
a lot of people get to do that because a lot of people like movies and so it's
That's
kind of
fun.
something I got to hold on to.
It's a fun way to
you
live
saw
your
it.
life.
I guess I don't want to know hardly anything other than
I have so
I
many-
want to know your 1 out of 10 scale. What you thought of it. 10 being the best movie you've ever seen. 10 being Avatar. 1 being
Dude, I'm really like nervous to talk about it at all because there's just we've talked about it so much beforehand that I feel nervous talking about it. Like I don't even want to give it a scale until we're talking about it together. I'll just
You have to say something about it. You brought it up. I mean, I guess I should have seen it, but
yeah, but I didn't know if you had seen it or not. Is the only reason I brought it up. So I'll just say. Yeah, because you're not a person whose opinions is going to be swayed regardless. So I guess it doesn't matter what I say. Like you're going to
That's very
have
true.
your own opinion. So it's not like I can sway it. Then I'll just say 2 things.
I thought you were going to say 2 out of 10. I was like, holy moly.
1, I don't think it's your favorite movie.
Oh, no.
And 2, I genuinely don't know how to rate it. I still don't think I've figured out what I feel about it.
Yeah.
I think I could convince
that
myself.
to me sounds so intriguing, though. I mean, that alone makes me even more because, again, I haven't seen it yet. But if we go back to everything we've said about every other movie, if it had been Avatar, if it had been the Dungeons and Dragons movie, if it had been anything, if it had been freaking Peanut Butter Falcon, you'd know right away what you thought about it.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
And that's what I want. I want something challenging. So I don't know. That just sells me more on the fact that it's my favorite movie.
Yeah. I could convince myself. Both that it's a 9 out of 10 and that it's a 3 out of 10.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. It's an experience. That's all I'll say. It's a freaking experience. And I had a good time. I had a really good time. Well, not a good time. I had a time.
Well, it's Ari Aster, so there's gonna be some.
It's like
I'm definitely expecting some real messed up.
You can't say you had a good time watching Midsommar, but you had a time, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not
Okay.
that kind of time. It's another kind of time.
Interesting. All right. Well, I'm heading out in a couple days here to go to the airport. So I was thinking about going early and catching a screening if I can, because it is out like in most places now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
try and get in there
Well,
before
we'll
we leave.
table that conversation because I definitely want to talk to you about it. I got a ton of thoughts about it, but
I don't
just
even
have
need
to
to see it.
table
I already
that.
know everything I need
that's
to know
true.
about it.
That's true.
It is my favorite movie.
Dom did have a good idea for a future segment that I'd like to implement at some point, which is where I just read a summary of a movie and then you give us your opinions on the movie.
That would be fun. That would be really
Movie
fun.
summary reviews. So
I love that idea. We should totally do that.
Yeah.
That would be a blast.
Schaefer's movie reviews purely based off of the Wikipedia summary.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm super into that. Well, yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm glad you saw it, and I'm excited to see my favorite movie. But man, this is just going to be the best year ever. All of my favorite artists are all coming out with stuff this year. It's so cool. Supposedly,
Like
there's
what else?
Well, supposedly there's no trailer or anything yet, but supposedly there's supposed to be a trailer soon for a movie by Danny Boyle, who's the guy that directed 127 Hours and Slumdog Millionaire. And it's about Methuselah, who's a biblical character that lived to be like 700 years old. And I guess he was like, it's like supposed to be this like
Whoa.
over the top survivalist Bible movie by Danny Boyle.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. That's my second favorite movie. And there's not even a trailer yet.
Yeah. But
and-
serious movie, not comedy, right?
I would imagine. I mean, Danny Boyle's a pretty serious guy.
Yeah,
Except
that's what I was thinking.
he had I watch everything he does. He's my favorite director of all time. Probably always will be. But he did a series on the Sex Pistols. I don't know if it was an HBO series. Oh, it was like a FX series. And it was terrible. It was like so
no.
bad. So I don't know. He definitely
weird.
needs to do something good. He's so hit or miss because he'll direct Slumdog Millionaire, 127 Hours, Steve Jobs, some of my all-time favorite movies, and then he'll do
Yeah.
Yesterday, which is that Beatles movie where it's like the world where the Beatles don't exist.
Oh, I never saw
And then
that. Yeah.
oh, you don't need to. It's so bad. And then you'll do like this Sex Pistols series that's so bad. So I'm really
weird.
hoping he's coming.
And the Sex Pistols
and-
series was newish.
Oh yeah,
It was
I
like
think
a
it
more
was
recent work?
It was like 6 months ago or something that it was wrapped up, and man, it was bad. It was just so overacted and gosh.
Oh.
But he also did. I'm sure you haven't seen these movies, but Trainspotting and T2 Trainspotting, you would love those movies.
Oh. Yeah. Whoa, I didn't realize Trainspotting was Danny Boyle.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Whoa. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, both of them are incredible. So he's coming out with something. My all-time favorite musical act is coming out with something this year, which is something I feel like I don't want to devolve because people make fun of me.
Do I know?
I don't think you do. The Dave Matthews Band, who I also really like, even though they dumped a bunch of sewage into the Hudson River or something, they're coming out with the album this year.
Wow. Good year for art. Now I can't think about anything but what your favorite musical artist
I truly
would
don't
be.
think I've even talked to you about it ever.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're
So-
not going to divulge it, huh?
I don't
You're
think I
gonna-
can.
You're going to... Okay.
I can't. That's like so personal.
see.
I feel like
Gets an Arkteryx beanie and has to keep up appearances all of a sudden. Has to look like he
know.
has it all together.
well, I'm just like I don't know. I'm kind of like last week I didn't give my pick of the week or 2 weeks ago. This week I'm
Yeah.
not saying my.
Yeah,
It's like a
you're
useless
building some-
podcast.
You're building some mystery.
Well, I just feel like that's like I don't know if you're a super fan of anything. Like if it's a band, you know every single band member, you know their whole backstory, you know like I know everything about this.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just like a vulnerable. Everyone has something like that, but I
Yeah.
don't know, it says a lot about a person when you know what they like truly obsess over.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. And I do think there's nothing wrong with keeping some, at least in regards to your pick of the week last week, I think there's nothing wrong with keeping some things behind closed doors, you know, like I'm all for sharing knowledge on the internet, you know, like obviously I'm so grateful for YouTube and how everyone's so sharing and generous with what they know and all of that. But there's also nothing wrong with keeping some things to yourself that you want to just, you know, use for your own creativity.
Yeah, it's true. I wish I had done that with my desk setup. I wish I had never made a desk video.
No, dude. I was going to say you finally released your masterpiece. Your what's that word for when your magnum opus.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was talking to my friend Andrew who listens to the podcast, and he was like, one of my favorite parts is when either of you upload and you just give a digital high five to each other for like 10 minutes. Like, no, it was the best. It was such a good video. It was so awesome. I loved it.
Listen,
I was like, yeah, we're guilty of that. Just admit it.
True.
It was a lackluster desk tour.
Yeah, obviously I'm being sarcastic. That would be an insult to your work if I said that was your magnum opus. But what I will say is it was great. It was a YouTube video. It was what YouTube was built for. It was just a very matter of fact, here's my stuff. I'm going to make it look nice because that's the whole point. And like, dude, it was just it was essentially an ASMR desk tour. That's what people watch desk tours for. It's just a nice, straightforward look at this nice, neatly organized space. So
yeah,
it
was I mean, kind of to my relief, honestly, it was by a large margin a 10 out of 10 video. And by that, for people that don't know what that means on YouTube, 10 out of 10 is not good.
Yeah,
10 it's like out of the last 10 videos, it's the one that performed the worst, and it has stayed 10 out of 10. Sometimes it picks up whatever, like the search terms. This one's got barely any views, barely any engagement. It's just a dead nothing video that I feel is a stain on my channel. So
I feel like that's such a sick sign for your channel because
again, yeah, like I said, it kind of almost was like a relief.
Yeah, no, it's just it's so sick that people show up for your art, and then when you post something that might be more traditionally successful on YouTube, something that's more broadly watchable, it does bad. I feel like that's a sick sign.
Yeah, well, I'm offsetting it with the wildest video I've ever made. So, yeah,
really?
I'm hoping to have it done before we leave for Hawaii. So I'm grinding on it right now. But yeah, I've just been I've been going off the rails as far as editing is concerned. I'm like, I'm not going to worry about continuity. I'm not going to worry about anything. I'm just going to get real like finger painty with this video that I'm making right now. So.
No way. Man, well then, sorry as I just continue the digital high five here, because this week I was just like, God, Shaffer's a mad genius because you implemented a secret vlog. So Shaffer's hiding, this is a Friends with Benedicts exclusive. Shaffer's hiding secret vlogs in the descriptions of his videos. And if you find the link to the secret vlog, you get the funnest dad cam vlog imaginable. And when I saw you doing that, I was like, this is the smartest idea ever. Like, because you get to make the funnest, goofiest vlogs ever and then just hide them. And the people that care about it and want to find it can find it. So that was brilliant, man.
The dad cam vlogs are going to be a regular staple of uploads from here on out for sure. Because I had twice as much fun editing that video than I did hardly like any other part of the desk tour, like setting it up and everything. It was like as soon as I got to edit my dad cam vlog, I got this on eBay. I got this just whatever, like Canon Handycam. My friend Luke Kappa has one, and he just films everything on it, and I was really jealous. So
God,
this was inspired by Luke
cool.
Kappa. And then the editing of the secret vlogs is heavily influenced by the man himself, Gifted Hater.
4000.
Vlogman 4000, Gifted Hater.
I knew it was. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so I'm having fun.
Jeez.
I'm having fun for sure. But
You're a
like I
genius.
said, this next video is loose, dude.
Sick. I can't wait. I'm so stoked.
Yeah. What you got working? What are you working on?
I'm just working on not stupid. I'm working on a lens review. So
That was way more. That was way more. What's the word? I don't know. Brand friendly. I'm so bad. I'm like, brand asks Shaffer to make video. Shaffer makes video. Shits on video for like the rest of time.
no,
It's a
yeah,
stain on my channel.
yeah. I mean, that's how it always goes. That's the only reason I said stupid lens videos, because I'm almost done with it. So now it's just like I'm so over it. I'm ready to figure out the next thing. So yeah. But man, I'm running out of time, and I don't know what we've talked about so far.
Yeah, this feels like almost like an intermission between the actual podcast. I feel like this was a status update more than an actual podcast.
Yeah, totally. This was just a nice pull up a chair to the campfire and catch up with the boys.
Yeah, exactly. Grab a sparkly water and a marshmallow.
Oh, dude, do you like s'mores? I hate s'mores.
What on earth? See, this is why when you're like, oh yeah, I don't like Arkteryx, I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't trust this guy because he doesn't like s'mores. What?
Yeah.
S'mores are probably, dude. S'mores might be one of my all-time favorite things.
S'mores are like, oh, I know there's a good analogy. There's such a good analogy in here. Wait for it. This is gonna be the best analogy you've ever heard in your life.
Dang, all right, I'm pumped.
Okay, s'mores.
Woo, here it comes. Incoming.
Oh shoot. If
All right,
I had
zing 'em, Jig. Get him.
Oh, okay.
All right.
S'mores are like, okay, picture human civilization invented the wheel, right? Someone invented the wheel a long time ago. And then what came after the wheel? As everyone knows, the unicycle, obviously. So
Right. In that order.
people were riding around on unicycles. It was so hard for everyone to learn. And they're like, there has to be a better way than this unicycle.
Right.
But no one knew what was better than a unicycle. So everyone was like, well, I don't know what that crazy guy's talking about, but we ride unicycles in this tribe. And that's what we do. And everyone just rides unicycles until finally Thomas Edison comes along with his bicycle and says, this is the way. And we just haven't found the bicycle.
All right, sorry, keep going.
We haven't found the bicycle of s'mores yet. So everyone's just like, well, this is what we do. Even though it's horrible, it's not good. The chocolate doesn't melt. It's a crumbly mess. It's not even that good. There's something better out there. We just haven't found it yet.
Dude, it would take the amount of time that we have started recording till now for me to begin to tell you all the reasons why that's wrong. We could start with the wheel being the next thing invented after the unicycle. We could land on Thomas Edison inventing the bicycle. And at the end of the day, I think I'd have a pretty strong case that s'mores are awesome. You come away, when you eat a s'more, it means you don't eat a s'more any other time. The only time you eat s'mores are when you're with your friends around a campfire and you're already dirty. You already got like dirt and camp and mud all over you anyway. So it's like if you get chocolate and dust all over yourself, it's like, who cares? And it's not like you have to clean it up because it falls in the dirt. It's kind of like,
except for the bear that comes to lick marshmallow off your face while you're sleeping.
Oh, that's why you have a big giant shotgun under your s'more stuff.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, always keep a shotgun under the s'more box. But it's kind of like one of my old friends used to, he would have this big bag of oranges or a big bowl of oranges, right? And where did this bowl of oranges live? Not the kitchen. It lived in his bathroom in the shower. So whenever he was in the shower, he would peel an orange and he would just eat the orange like an apple because it didn't matter that everything dripped all over the place. Like you could just bite into it, juice
Into the
everywhere.
peel? Wow.
No. He'd peel it.
Okay, peel it.
But his thing was like, it's the best time to eat an orange because cleanup. There is no cleanup. You don't have to be careful or anything. And I feel like s'more is the same deal. It's like when you're eating a s'more, it's like there's no rules, and you're with your friends, and it tastes amazing.
But it just doesn't work functionally. Everyone
Yes,
says,
it
well,
does.
you gotta put the marshmallow in hot so it melts the chocolate. It never melts the chocolate ever.
Yes, it does. I think you're just bad at it. I think you're showing your hand here that you've never made a good s'more.
No, dude, s'mores are just not good. You know what is good? S'mores Pop-Tarts. I could get behind s'mores Pop-Tarts.
Oh yeah, so is s'mores Pop-Tarts the bike?
No, s'mores Pop-Tarts.
You're a lunatic.
S'mores
I
Pop-Tarts
can't get
is
a
like the
straight
pogo
answer for
stick. It's like
Pogo
fun
stick is
and
above
it's more
unicycle?
accessible. Yeah, it's fun. It's like a little easier to learn and do, but it's still not quite the bicycle yet.
Oh my goodness gracious, dude! You can eat a s'mores, dude. You can eat a s'mores Pop-Tart at your desk job, and no one will say anything. If you eat a toasty s'more on a graham cracker with a melted marshmallow at the desk job, people are gonna think you're a wild man. Because they're exclusively held aside for good times only.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know, man. S'mores are the Arkteryx of food.
No, they're the exact opposite.
Yeah, they are. You're right. I know. Right when I said that, I was like, no, they're not.
S'mores are like for the people, you know? S'mores are just like baseline human.
Yeah, Arkteryx is like if you brought like a Traeger grill camping.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of steaks.
Exactly. Yeah. Arkteryx is those like USB powered solar fire pits that charge your phone and bring in a cell signal. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I have. They're pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Kind of awesome.
Well, now that we have 15 minutes left and we've talked about absolute absurdity, should we dive into a real topic, or should we just keep this the fireside chat absurd episode?
Well, tease me with the real topic. Let me see if it's any good.
I guess this will be fairly brief, especially because you're not even on Twitter, I don't think. But
Nope.
are you?
I have one tweet. It says,
I've seen
Twitter. I hardly know her.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good Twitter legacy. But are you keeping up with all the checkmark lunacy that's going on with Twitter?
Kind of like against my will. Everyone's talking about it, so I'm in the like whatever it's called, like I'm in the splash zone, but
Yeah.
I'm not willingly exposing myself to all that because I just don't care.
I know. It's just to me it's such a funny, it's like a social experiment. It's just this giant social experiment that's happening because everything is turned on its head. Where it used to be the check mark was this, like, I don't even know what to call it. It was cool. Like, people were stoked to get a check mark. It meant something. But obviously it was turned on its head when you had to pay for the check mark.
Mm-hmm.
And so that kind of messed everything up because you didn't know if someone was like a public figure or if they're just some random guy with 20 followers that loves Twitter. But
Yeah.
the interesting twist now that I'm not sure if you've heard is like people like LeBron James was very outspoken about how dumb it is to have to pay for a check mark. So he's been very outspoken of like, I'm not going to pay for a check mark. Plenty of other people have as well. But now Elon's just choosing random people to give the check mark to anyway.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I know.
Well, and that's why I think it's such an interesting social experiment because the people who had it want to not have it, or at least a good chunk of them. Like, I can't remember who. Oh, Ethan Klein got his check mark back, even though he didn't want it. And he tweeted like, this is defamation because it says, it says that Ethan paid for his check mark and has a check mark. And so it's so interesting that there's people at the top that don't want it because they think it's embarrassing to have it. And then there's people who always wanted it that are stoked they can pay for it.
Just don't fall for it. Just go buy a bagel and sit by the river. don't buy an $8 check mark.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem is I'm sure this is eventually going to lead to purely functionality. That has to be where this is going. Because right now is the only time where the check mark still has any allure left. Like it's still in our brains a little bit that the check mark means something and it means you're important. So there is that allure that people are paying for. Like, oh, finally, I've wanted this. Now I can just buy it and have it. But that's only going to last so long. In my opinion, that's already gone. That's already long gone where check marks mean nothing to me anymore.
Yeah.
And so it has to eventually then purely be functionality. And that's where I'm afraid we're going is... And it seems like that is where Twitter's going is unless you've paid for the check mark, your tweets and replies and whatever will just be buried. Everyone who pays will be up top and you'll be buried. And Facebook has done that in the past where if you wanted to be seen, you have to pay.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, maybe it'll give you a good excuse to go eat a bagel by the river. Hey, you know what? the whole thing with the check mark is you want to look cool and you want to look legit and important and smart. This doesn't extend to anyone past me, but if you want to look cool and legit to me, tag me in a picture of you eating a bagel by the river. That's better than any check mark. It'll cost you the same amount, and I'll hit you with even though it doesn't mean anything at all, I'll hit you with a sick comment and.
Yeah, I love it.
At Shaffer Nickel on Instagram. Go get Shaffer Nickel verified.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I want to be Shaffer Nickel verified.
Yeah, well, it has to be a grid post.
A grid post of eating a bagel by a river.
Yep.
Or any other round shaped bread food.
Yeah, it could be a
donut.
Just a little. It could be a donut. It could be a little sliced out bit of a baguette. It could be English muffin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it counts. But that to me, cooler than any check mark. I just feel like I am just so sick of all of this. I wish videos didn't have anything to do with the internet. That would be if I could have one magical genie wish, that would be it. Because, God, it's getting bleak out here. It's just such a bummer.
Yeah.
With check marks and AI and drama and Elon and Donald Trump and Joe Byron. It's just, there's nothing fun anymore. It's not fun anymore. Bagels by the river.
There's fun things left.
Oh, yeah? Name one. Desk tours, not fun. Even just like, okay, again, I'm probably going to, I don't know if this is going to go over super well. Even just like cinematic YouTube, and to me, is just feeling so bleak now. Like, I used to think like the look, like, I don't know, this is kind of a strange thing to say, but I used to think filming looked cool. Like if you're filming something, it's just like a cool thing to do. Now I see people filming stuff. If you're out in public and you see someone filming anything, you're like, you dork, what are you doing? Yeah,
I know what you mean. I think part of that comes from just when you're so inside of it, like all of the allure disappears.
Maybe. I don't feel that way about skateboarding.
Yeah, not for how you look filming. I just mean like I also am tired of cinematic YouTube, even though that's what I try to make.
Yeah,
I think in that regard, like when you're so in it and it's your whole world, of course you get sick of that style. But yeah, I'm with you on filming. I think filming stuff has always looked pretty goofy, but now especially there used to at least be some mystery to it of like, ooh, what's that guy filming? Is he filming something for History Channel? Is he, what's he doing? And now it's just like, oh, cool, there's a kid making a TikTok over there. Like,
Yeah.
there's no mystery left. You see someone filming, it's like, oh, cool, internet boy over here.
Dude, I know, for real. Since I'm already burying myself such a deep hole in this episode anyway, might as well toss shade at Danny Gewurz. Danny Gewurz made a behind-the-scenes video of his most recent golf clip, which was sick. The golf film itself, amazing. The behind-the-scenes stuff where he's holding an FX3 on rails with a V-mount battery, a massive monitor, and a huge shotgun microphone. I'm just like, it looks so dumb. Like filming anything. It's not Danny Gewurz specifically, but it's like, here's the guy that makes the actual cool stuff just looking like an absolute dork, dude. I'm sorry. Filming stuff doesn't look cool. Filming stuff if I go out with my red camera, I look like a dork. If I go out, this is the least dorky camera I have to film with. When I'm filming with this thing, it looks like I'm like, I don't know, taking the kids to the pool or something.
Dude, I know that you're just trying to steal Danny Gewurz from me in the YouTube boxing match, but you can't have him. He's my my YouTube boxing opponent. So
that's true. Well, I'm still safe.
Keep your shit talking somewhere else.
I'm still safe because if there's anybody that has got the look while filming, I think Matty Hapoya might still be top rung of the ladder.
Okay, yeah. Then you keep your trash talking over there. And
dude,
all up my trash talk until Danny accepts my fight. What shots?
Imagine this is like a giant DSLR and I'm on a cliff and there's like the ocean behind me and I'm backlit by the sunset and my hair's blowing in the wind and I'm like,
see, this visual isn't working because with that camera, you look so cool.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, I got like a pair of Ray-Bans on. I got like a G-Shock watch on. And I'm just like...
Yeah.
A big old leather brim hat. It's just... I'm so jaded by everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I don't know what's up with me this week, but...
I think we're just too in the world. Too inside the...
I don't know, world. Man. I think even if you were on the outside of the world, you would look in and it.
Hey, I got something to cheer you up. This will cheer you up really good. Yeah. So I'm
glad we have each other to balance each other out because I'm just kind of a bummer today.
Say something nice about YouTube filming right now. Say one nice
thing. You are the inspiration you create around the people around you. And inspiration is only one creative decision away from changing your life.
Sick. Thanks for...
You are what you make.
I don't know if that was saying something nice or if that was just repeating a quote from a motivational mindset video, but I'll take it. Because I got something to cheer you up here.
All right.
I'll have to keep this quick because I got to leave soon, but this will cheer you up. Everyone knows Shaffer notoriously does not want women on the moon, right? That's a well-known fact.
Absolutely off limits.
Well, you're in luck.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
You're in luck because SpaceX, who is designing the rocket for the Artemis mission, just blew up a rocket this week.
I saw that. That's why I said it would be a shame.
We might. Things are looking up, dude. That moon mission might fail.
This joke is funny, not funny at all. 8 astronauts are dead, all women. Everyone's tagging me like, I bet you're happy to see this.
I know, seriously, gosh, it's so funny now when like a rocket fails with no people on it, but God, that would be so horrible if it
literally
failed.
when I saw that news that a rocket blew up, I literally had to look so quick to see if there were any women on it because I was like, it's over.
Please no people. Yeah.
People fine.
Dude, they're also just straight up trying to cast like I don't know what to call it. Cast a sitcom for this moon launch because it's the classic lineup. It's a like commander who's got his stuff together. It's an influencer, a Canadian, and the first woman going to the moon. they just chose the ideal cast to make the moon mission a TV show.
Oh my gosh. It probably is gonna be, honestly. I mean, it's to some extent.
Yeah. I don't understand why
I hope it's like
a Canadian. Everyone knows the moon is for American boys only.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. No women, no Canadians. Yeah, I just hope it's filmed like Cake Boss style. You ever see Cake Boss?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know, we're going to the moon. Jimmy didn't want to go to the moon, but we got him on the rocket. And no, like all this drama, and they do the Policide things where they interview him. Right when Mikey said that he was going to be on the mission, I was like, Mikey? Okay.
Dude, that would be so
Yeah, I'm going
fun.
to the moon with Lindsay. Enough
Maybe
said.
that's why they sent the influencer. Maybe the influencer guy is going to record it like that. That would be so fun to get like a office style vlog of the moon mission. Man.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be really
I can
fun.
only hope.
That'll be my third favorite movie.
Yeah.
So it goes Beau is Afraid, Methuselah, and the moon mission office episode.
That's a good list. Mm-hmm. Well, we'll add some movies to your favorite list when we start doing Shaffer's movie review.
Yeah.
Shaffer's movie summary reviews.
That's going to be really fun for sure. I know you got to get to a haircut, but I do want to get to apologies because
Oh yeah, apologies.
I might have to lay them out today. I would like to start by apologizing for the most boring story ever I told at the beginning of this podcast, which I might just end up cutting.
That was a great story. I liked it.
No. And then I also want to apologize for my attitude. I would like to apologize to everyone that has any sort of verification whatsoever. I would like to apologize to anyone that is interested in cinematic YouTube, which I hate to say, it's probably everyone that's listening. I'd like to apologize to Jake specifically for my actions. And I would like to apologize to all women. I feel like that. Oh, and Danny Gavertz and Matty Hapoya. So I think that narrows it down to everyone that I called out on this episode. Women, everyone that likes cinematic stuff. And yeah. That's all.
Nice. Good list. Mm-hmm. I apologize to Canadians. I love Canada. And I apologize that I always schedule haircuts on podcast days. And
yeah.
I also apologize to anyone that loves Arkteryx because, if you like Arkteryx,
Careful.
Then I'm never talking to you. Get lost, loser.
Maybe you could sneak in a quick apology to unicycles and pogo sticks and s'mores.
No. No way. I stand by that.
Oh my goodness. Well, Arkteryx, if you're listening, if you're looking for a podcast to sponsor, I'm just saying, we can get Jake all kitted up.
Arkteryx, famously known for sponsoring podcasts with 10 views from a couple guys that talk about s'mores.
Hey, all these outdoor industry companies are trying to seem like they're plugged into whatever's happening, and it's not really working. So we could definitely be in the whatever, again, kind of the splash zone of their marketing efforts.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we want an Arkteryx sponsor, we're going to have to start recording the episodes on a private jet while we sip jasmine oolong tea.
Dude, that is not... Well, never mind. No, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Okay, sorry. If we want an Arkteryx sponsorship, we should start recording at the top of El Capitan with solar powered USB fire pits burning at the top.
It's closer. We'll live with that.
Okay, my final apology is to Shaffer because
wow,
You actually look really good in that Arkteryx beanie, and maybe it's just all jealousy all along.
Well, our buddy Alec wasn't on the Prime train. Starts listening to the podcast. Now he sends me pictures of every Prime he drinks.
God.
I wear an Arkteryx hat. Next thing you know, you see all those outdoor industry fingerboarding, cinematic YouTube hybrids out there ripping the Arkteryx beanie wherever they go. It's just the way it works.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. Well, sorry I got to get my hair cut like I
That's
always
okay.
do.
You'll look so fresh.
Yeah, thanks. You'll see it next week when I also have a hat on again. So
Nice. In Hawaii.
Oh yeah, sick. Well, we'll see you next week from Hawaii.
I think so. Yep.
Nice. Well,
Nice.
thanks for being here.
Yep.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.